Hi, my name is Christel Rosenkilde Christensen, and I'm talking to you world leaders, visionary game changers, conscious leaders who are out there in high influencing decision-making roles. Time is now. We are at a crucial crossroad in history where we need to make conscious decisions, conscious action, consciously communicate what the world needs for a better world, for a united world. I'm here in the capacity of my NWO broadcasting, which is normally guiding, empowering conscious visionary and leaders to thrive, to have success, and to leave a positive impact in the world. Yet this one is dedicated for you out there who are in a process of making the most important and crucial decisions in our history. Looking at from a spiritual perspective, some astrologers or all astrologers agree that we have moved from Age of Pisces into Age of Aquarius, which is, if you're not spiritual, not looking into these things, it's a 2,000-year period where we have build institutions, where everything has been about authority. It's been all about building a society that are creating structures for the masses. The next 2,000 years, the next chapter is about unity, it's about values, it's about breaking through of those structures, because we are now so evolved. We are now able building structures that are good for everybody, but not with an authority that is deciding the path for us. We already see it in the young generation. You can look into some of the other videos that I've made NWO broadcasts before. But what is here now, it's about us no longer accepting that innocent lives are to die for a greater cause. Not when it can be avoided, which it can. If all world leaders get together, unify about finding a solution, and making sure that we don't use propaganda, don't use manipulation to tell our people that innocent lives are necessity to be lost to win a cause. We are in 2023. This is never to happen again if we believe we're so evolved that we are, if we are that evolved that we believe we are, that I hope that we are, then we can make different decisions. We have a massive warfare industry that they also have interest behind the decisions that are being made at the moment. But listen, those kinds of industries have plenty of money to change their business, change how they make their money into assisting the future generations in facing the challenges they will have with climate change. And we need to move water away from flooding areas. We need drought areas to have water to come in. We can, with that massive warfare budget, we can eradicate hunger throughout the world. But we need to, I know these are many steps ahead, we need as world leaders to step together and find solutions. We cannot fight each other any longer. We are one planet. So we need to understand that we cannot battle and fight one another. We can justify it with religion, we can justify it with borders, we can justify it with unions and agreements that were made in the past, that lives can be lost. I'm a mother. I have a child whose future I am worried about at night. I'm wishing her all the best. That is my prayer. That is my hopes. That is everything I work towards, is making sure she grows up being a happier and protected being in a world that I see crumbling. We should know better. I thought that in year 2023 we would see no more wars, at least in the Western world where I grew up. And I hope the same for the rest of the world. And we need to be front runners, because we have had the luck, we've had the privilege that we live in a world where we have not been affected by hunger, we have not been affected by natural disasters as many other places in the world has. I've lived in China, I stayed in the US, I've studied all over the world, and I've traveled around the world on what I called Treasure How to Change the World tour, where for 1.5 years I traveled and spoke to, if you believe in randomness or if you believe in synchronicities, I walked and spoke to people that I met on the street, in cafes that I was introduced to, whether they were in government, if they were in production companies, if they were homeless people, teenagers on a beach, young entrepreneurs in cafes. I spoke to various people across the planet, and common for everybody was that they did not understand how much they mattered, or they were never presented with how much they mattered as individuals. When being reminded of how their thoughts, how their choices, and how their actions, what difference that made in their near environment, but also the ripple effect of what we initiate with a smile, with a sentence, with a choice, with a communication, with a business or a nation, with the decisions that we make. It is, it's a ripple effect that's global, because we live in a world where we are globally dependent on one another. Because what happens here is affected somebody else somewhere else. We saw it in Denmark with the war in Ukraine, and we suddenly saw raising electricity bills. We saw it with our gas, we saw it with oil. And I'm not talking about small consequences. We have people that are having to leave their home, their houses, people that are still not able to afford the bills they got last year. We are seeing a massive effect of it in a part of the world where we didn't think that we would have to face these worries. And I know it's from a place of privilege when we talk about war and we see the massive destructions, when we know about world hunger, when we know about the challenges that are there in the world. But that's why I'm here. That's why I am here, that I want to use my voice, my insights, to encourage world leaders, decision makers, all of you out there who are trying to lead wars to demonstrate power, a power that you already have, finances you already have, technology you already have, weapons you already have. We know you have them. Try and find new ways. If you believe you're evolved people, if you believe that you come from a structure where you have enormous power, remember, power is a responsibility. Capacity is a responsibility. We cannot sit and believe that we still have to use the methods of the past. The methods in Age of Pisces. We are now in another chapter where this does not work any longer. Look at social media. Nobody with the right mind that are not manipulated by propaganda. I'm not talking about sections in the world. I'm talking globally. No one who is not affected by manipulation, like Viola Davis said on her Instagram the other day, if we believe that the loss of innocent lives can be justified, we are victims of propaganda. We have been manipulated long enough to believe that the loss of life is okay for a bigger cause, which it's not. We're in 2023, we believe that we're an evolved race. So now world leaders, get together, find solutions. You don't have to demonstrate power we know you have by the loss of innocent people. We don't need you to negotiate deals that are far from ideal when we know something else is possible. We know that it is few leaders, few organizations that are leading all of this. Please don't make innocent victims leave their lives. Don't let mothers hanging not knowing if their children are dead or not, or burying their children, or not even getting the option for burying their children because you make decisions based on display of power instead of using your power consciously to create solutions that does not involve the killings of innocent people. This is a plea that I will use this NWO broadcasting this time around, and for anybody, any visionaries listening, any leader, any person who finds this video, I encourage you to use your voice to remember that peace has to be the foundation. We're codependent on one another. We cannot kill any longer to justify any cause. We need to be clever, we need to be mindful, we need to tune into that which is greater than ourselves, to commonly between religions to find solutions, not against religions, not against countries, not against organizations. We need to find people within all countries, organizations that are willing to find that solution for peace. So we're codependent. We need to accept that we all have different versions of the truth. We don't have the full truth. Nobody has. All of us have a part of the truth. So we have to unite that truth and find a common ground. We need to unite. We need absolutely to understand and find the gratitude within ourselves that we are at a different place in world history. We need to find people who are willing to listen, find the gratitude that somebody will listen, and in the end find united solutions. And we need to close the door to past ways and find new solutions, think new thoughts, act, choose differently, communicate differently. And I would love to be a part of the solution. I would love to sit down with you and share the insights that are coming through me to you. I've been an executive advisor for people in 30 countries throughout the world. CEOs, entrepreneurs, elite sports people, people in government. I would love to assist with the solution. Give me a call and I'll show up. If you as an individual out there need advice, need somebody to sit with you and find a way that you as an individual with your organization can create massive and positive change in the world, call me. We'll find a way where you expand your success while you're making a difference. Know that I'm here because that is what I am here for. It's for the human race to thrive, for all of us to have a sense of success and expand our success, but for the good of everybody, to truly make new results that create, nurture, empower, and create life. So thank you for listening, and thank you for stepping up to your destined path in your leadership. Time is now. Thank you for listening.